that it? We're in?
We're in, yeah.
Greetings, folks.
There we go.
Greetings and salutations. Well, that's
The preview's over. Here. You readjust.
All right. Everybody's in? We're in? All right. Greetings. Salutations, folks. Welcome to what the F.A.Q. live episode, whatever it is. At this point, I don't know. Oh, I know. It's 420 episode, man. Welcome to the 420 episode.
There we go.
We're going to stare at the camera for a while. Anyway, it's going to be the NAMM recap because I'm back from the NAMM Show after all the exciting bits. No COVID, as far as I know. No NAMM Thorax, which is wonderful. And we got Ziggy. We got the Ziggy cam working.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing any gear today.
No gear today, so we figured we'd give you guys the Ziggy cam.
Do I need to maybe readjust the camera? Looks like it.
Well, it's just going to be all our
I do have it over a little bit.
It's going to be our feet.
Well, the feet part's fine. I meant more the big one. Yeah, let's adjust. Oh, that was shocking shit.
All right. So, as everybody knows, I'm sure everybody in the brother has watched the NAMM Show cast or the NAMM Show stuff. So, went last week. Was very cool. Had a good time. I drove out from Colorado to Anaheim, which was fun.
Yeah, driving out was a good idea.
It was really funny because it's like I know I'm getting old. It sucks because I left Denver about 5 in the morning. No, actually it was 5:04 exactly when I hit the road. So drove from here all the way to Vegas. Stayed at the Golden Nugget.
Okay.
And as soon as I walk in, it's got it's got the big pool in the middle with all the glass.
Oh, yeah.
And it just instantly was like, fly me to the moon. You know, and I'm like, holy shit, this is definitely old school Vegas with the, all the little chairs and everything. It was pretty cool. So
That's good.
I got there fairly early because I forgot about time changes and such.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm there at like 3:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. And they just opened up the registration to get in at 3. Literally standing there in line, there's 40 people. And I'm like, you guys like do this every day. There's like a lot, and it was just taking like
Longer and
I'm
longer.
like, I've been on the road for hours. And I'm standing there with a guitar, backpack. I got a cooler because I figured I'm just.
Yeah.
Because every other hotel basically just walk in here. I'm here to get my stuff and gone. I didn't realize I was going to be in a queue.
Yeah, that
for
is
25 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little excessive.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. Anyway, so I'm sitting there going, man, I'm gonna go out and have me a dinner. Maybe I'll go out and play a little gambling, something. I'll go have a good time. And I get in the hotel room, drop all the stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let me just chill for a minute. So I turned on the TV and it was nothing but there was a channel that was like all South Park all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm like, well, this is fantastic. And before I know it, I'm like, oh, jeez. And I'm starting to fall asleep. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So then I'm like, I'm so worn out. I'm like, all right, let me just order some food. Or let me go downstairs and get some food. I really don't want to get, the longer I sat, the more I was growing roots. And I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere.
Becoming one with the furniture.
Yeah. So then I finally go, all right.
Looks like the bit rate.
What's that?
Hopefully, well, I was going to say, let us know if anything ended up having issues. For some reason, it looked like the connection dropped for a second. But
Oh, did it? Yeah, we were having a little technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like the longer I sat there, the more I was growing roots, and I'm like, so finally it took me forever to just figure out, like, all right, I'm just gonna order something in.
Yeah.
Because there was one restaurant downstairs that it was the same verbiage and everything. I'm like, okay, that makes it for the rooms.
Right.
So I finally just go, all right, screw this, I'll call. sorry, sir, there's no guest services. It's closed. I'm like, motherfucker. So, of course, me being the resourceful Italian, I do have my little thing, and I got mozzarella cheese and dried pepperoni that I get from my Italian joint.
Yeah, an emergency charcuterie kit, and you're just
Hey, I'm Roman.
Yeah.
We've been doing charcuterie since the fucking before Christ.
yeah, that is pretty.
So the next thing you know, I'm like,
Shit.
yeah, I whip out my knife and I'm just cutting the salami, nice in the cheese.
That is
Because
pretty funny.
and I had like one turkey sandwich left, so I have my turkey sandwich and I'm cutting my, and that was it. And I had one of those little, what are those little cutie oranges?
Yeah, they call them cuties. They're just like a little, like, petite orange.
Yeah, so that was my dinner.
Yeah.
Because I was shocked. Like I realized I'm like, I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna be bumping into people and all this. I said, fuck all that. So yeah, so that was me. Turkey sandwich, a little dried pepperoni. It was great. Yeah, it was just. I was laughing.
Just
at
enough
myself.
to, yeah.
I was laughing at myself because I'm like, this might be the most Goomba thing I've done.
Yeah. The most Italian thing you've done all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then I quickly fell asleep after that, and then got up super early and made it to the NAMM show on Thursday morning.
Okay.
So that was literally just drove right to the hotel, dropped off the Jeep, and then went to the show. And it was good. The amount of people this year,
Yeah.
it was definitely
A little more tolerable.
well, it wasn't like a normal NAMM show,
Okay.
and it wasn't like a summer NAMM show because summer NAMM is kind of dead, and then winter's just it's the madness.
Yeah.
You could actually get around. You could actually talk to people.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So that was nice. I definitely enjoyed it. I was able to at least get around. And I think, Fender wasn't there, Gibson wasn't there. I don't think anybody gave a shit.
I didn't realize both dropped out this time. I guess I figured.
Yep.
Because especially with Fender, I mean, it
also didn't
seems
see
like with them
Paul
being
and
home
Smith
turf.
either.
No? Which they were there. I know they were there. I'm
They
pretty
were?
sure.
Maybe I just missed them.
Pretty sure Paul. Yeah, I'm pretty sure PRS was there because I think Zach ended up doing something for them and Proco and.
Well, Proco I saw, and we got to call them.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because the Rat, the mini Rat.
Well, yeah, no, they're good. It's just one of those ones. I mean, they're kind of like ISP where like there's one flagship product.
Yeah,
It's like
pretty
kept,
much.
yeah,
That's what
the
we're
whole
gonna
company's built on. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
it's
there's Ben.
Coombs. I just talked
Speaking of
to-
which, I dropped the ball because you and Sam were both. I kept missing you guys for his bridge. Because you guys, I think, will be able. So the bridge that he was looking for last stream, you and Sam were both going to look in your areas, and then you went on your trip, and then Sam was out for a bit. But it's basically.
I was looking in my areas.
Yeah, your area. You were checking your undercarriage. But yeah, no, we were trying to find Ben. He's looking for a very specific bridge for his telly. It was like a 3 screw? Somebody looking at the rev.
I don't know, the delay is pretty far back.
Oh, yeah, and I think you might have moved more
quite
into
the
it.
delay. Yeah, okay,
'Cause
maybe
it's
that
reverse.
way. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the current view. That's the delayed view.
Yeah, that one I fucked
Yeah.
it.
But yes, that is actually a Space Echo.
Yes.
What was I saying?
Ben's.
Oh yeah,
primary.
Ben's bridge. So he was
Yeah.
looking for a bridge that was 3 screws, not the 4 screw.
Oh, yeah.
And it needed to have he wanted 6 saddles, not 3 saddles if possible. And it needed to be top load and bottom load.
Yeah, I totally forgot about all that.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that bridge we're
Ben,
trying to get for
text me.
Ben. Yeah, that, and then Ben, send me your address because I still have the Demogorgons like literally right on the shipping counter. So
And it has a little drawing of Ben.
yeah, I put a little drawing of you on there. So just send me your address and I'll ship that out tomorrow or something, or in the morning.
Ben said he got himself a flanger.
Sweet.
Flanger.
Oh, the Korg
Oh,
one. That's
Ben forgot too, so whatever.
Okay. Well, good. At least it's not something dire, but I still felt bad because I didn't think about you being gone and it being another 2 weeks. But because Sam was gonna look at, because he had a bunch of bridges, and then you said you had some at home that you
Yeah.
might be able to find.
Hey, Quentin James in the house. Good to
Oh,
see
cool.
you. Paul McNary. Jacob and the Ghost. Guitar Man 45. Just trying to say hello.
Janice
Janice
is
Lala's
in
here. Can see you. Because I don't know if we said anything.
I don't know if we did either. We were kind of just rolling in, so.
Yeah. So, I was watching Ben's live stream with Aaron from Elvis Band.
Yes,
And,
I had it in the car when I was driving. I wasn't able to, like,
I
do
was
anything,
just
but
getting
yeah, I
back.
was at least listening.
Yeah, so I had a bit of it.
Nice. A bit.
A bit. Yeah, so the NAMM show was cool. Do you guys have any questions? I'm sure you've already seen everybody.
Yeah, everybody
talk about it.
had
Do you have
coverage,
any
so.
questions for me? Because I'll let you also know why and what I was doing there-ish. Sort of.
Yes. Well, yeah.
There's some
apparently
stuff I just can't say.
Yeah.
Super
super
squirrel,
secret.
super
cereal.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's why it was so funny. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess we can't
We
get
can't
into
tell-
that
we
here,
can't
but
tell
that was
them.
that was funny though. Well, and I thought Gordo and Eric for sure. We'll see if they even read that. I was gonna say, especially because they were both trying to like look up, what would have made that joke make sense. But anyway, I won't go into it here.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though.
But that's just very odd that we're like, yeah, we don't want that, and then they go back and forth, and we help some customers facilitate a sale on a really cool sounding pedal, but it wasn't for us because, the dude just wanted more.
Well, yeah, if the
than
world
we
of
were-
pedaledom is this wide and the world of envelope filters is this wide, then it was even slimmer.
Yeah.
So it was one of those ones, but it was a cool pedal. It was an odd. I can't say we've had a back and forth like that for a while where we weren't really involved. We were, but we weren't. But anyway,
So
yeah. In
okay,
terms of NAMM questions, we got anything in there?
So yes, we have what was the coolest thing you saw at NAMM from Jacob and the Ghost. So I think one of the coolest things that I saw, well, there was a few things. The T-Rex basically bringing back.
Yeah, they re-engineered because
Vincent
reimagining is
Echo.
not really the right word. I think I
Right.
feel like re-engineered is the right.
Yes,
yeah.
re-engineered. So what I didn't know is that T-Rex bought the Echo Rec name years ago with the intent
Oh, doing this?
of doing this, and then obviously we all know that T-Rex basically went out of business.
Right.
There's a couple more layers to that story, donkey.
Oh, I was very curious about that because I kept trying to figure out like where
I'm
did
not
they?
gonna say it here.
Okay, because I kept trying to figure out like where did they come from? Because like all of a sudden, because that seemed to me at least that I didn't really pay attention too much this year, but I was gonna say that was the one thing that everybody had a picture of was that Benson Echo.
Well,
Rec.
it was
Like, everybody had a picture of it.
Sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It sounded awesome. It was super cool to look at. It's not a cheap product, but they sold every one of them because the guy. I think where's T-Rex from again?
Originally, they were out of Denmark. I
Yeah,
believe.
so still out of Denmark because I was talking to a very large Denmarkian
Yeah.
gentleman. And
Some of my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was super cool, T-Rex guy, and he was the one that told me about that they bought the name years ago. So T-Rex, what happened was there was a business situation that didn't work out, and so it ended up in the toilet, and now it's outside of the toilet
Okay.
again. And this is part of their kind of coming back. And what they did was they didn't want to overproduce, so they only were like, we're going to make 100.
Oh.
That's it.
Wow. And they sold all 100 of
And
them?
they sold all 100 of them, and they're retailing. The map on them was 2,100.
That's what I was going to say. I thought it was 21 to 2,200.
So
yeah.
some people were like, what? It's like, how much is an old one to buy it? And then how much would it cost to service that old one? If you
Well,
were
on
to
the
even
on
get
the
one?
offset chance that you could even get four, because like that's the whole thing is like the way they did streamline it. It looked like at least I don't know if I fully understand because Echo Recs are to me Echo Recs are one of the like most amazing pieces of like music gear ever.
I want to get one.
Yeah, because like they are unreal. Like the fact that somebody because I think Echo Recs technically go back to like the 50s. I think they predated like the use of guitar wasn't exclusively the first thing they were. That's what most people know them for now. But I don't think they were exclusively used for that. And as far as I could tell with like the T-Rex re-engineering of it, they basically took all the heads, put it around one drum rather than having individual drums with multiple heads. So
And
I'm
they
like,
can
that's
machine
pretty,
that, and
yeah.
that those things can. They definitely did it with intent.
Yeah.
And thought about servicing and stuff like that. So it was. I'll get to that too. Nowhere Nomads. So they had a lot of intent with the way they built it. Along with it, like I said, it sounded killer. So
Yeah.
the fact that was sold, so that they sold out, is I'm not surprised. I want to reach out to them and actually put one on order for whenever they do the next round.
Yeah.
'Cause I just think it's a cool thing. Whether or not somebody buys it, who cares? We'll just keep it.
I was gonna say, yeah, because
If
it's
it
an
works, we'll
amazing
keep it
piece.
for ourselves.
Yeah, that and even use it. Yeah, have rent it for studio stuff or whatever we needed to do with it. But I was gonna say that's to me like that was one of the coolest pieces, and like the fact too that they even got the because like a lot of people probably if you're not super familiar with Echo Rex, they used to have like a small lens that was towards the bottom where you could actually see how your pick attack and everything, your signal attack was coming through, and the fact that they put that and made it larger on the front, I was like, that's cool, because it was just cool to see like every little piece of like the Echo Rec was in there, just in a slightly different way, but it was really cool to see that. So yeah, I mean that seemed to be like the piece that got the most attention. Outside of that, I guess what did you feel like being there? What did you feel like was getting the most attention outside of the Echo Rec?
The Echo Rec got a lot. Solar was there.
Oh,
Guitars,
okay. Yeah.
Ola was there. Gracious as always, just talking to everybody. He's super cool. Driftwood Amps was super cool.
Oh yeah.
They sound really good, high gain stuff.
Yeah, Riley and Rory have one of their heads. Yeah.
Truck driver Sean was there. So
Oh, cool.
It was funny because I'm talking to one of my reps, and over my shoulder I see my friend Truck driver Sean. So check him out, TDS Truck driver Sean. He plays metal chuggy stuff. He's out on the YouTubes and things. But it's funny because I'm talking to my rep, and like over his shoulder, I could see TDS standing there, and I'm like, okay, don't lose sight of him. And I'm trying to wrap it up with him. And as soon as I got done talking to my rep, he was
gone.
He was in the wind. But anyway, I caught up with him later on. So Driftwood had really cool amps.
Yeah, I played one at Rory and Riley's like studio area, and it sounded amazing. It was pretty cool amp, and it seems like each one is a little bit tailored, which is kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. Like each one's kind of tailored with the end user in mind, which is I think pretty cool when you get into amps like that, because not everybody is the same. So having something that's actually dialed to you is pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw. While TDS was there, I checked out his Deviant guitars.
Oh,
guitar, who's actually here in Colorado.
Oh, I didn't know.
So I told Sean, I'm like, tell him to call us.
Yeah.
Maybe we can work something out there. It's metal chuggy, but
yeah.
Very cool. He had this really cool scarf joint on the neck.
Oh.
That was like different colors, so you could see it. It was really just.
That's pretty cool.
The guitar was pretty rad. So I talked to the folks at Catlin Bread. They got a couple cool things coming out that are pretty soon. Let me see. It's kind of hard to try to recap everything that I saw. I should have wrote everything down. There was a lot of familiar brands there. I talked to the Reverend guys, so there was some cool stuff there. The Rev D25 is we ordered. We have an exclusive Rev D25 coming to us. It's going to be purple, and that's going to be exclusive to us for a little bit, because that's how they're doing it. So
cool.
If anybody likes purple amps,
we'll be the spot for the purple Rev.
We'll be the spot for the purple Rev D25s. We have like these things we can get if we want to get the little guys. So we're going to get some of those on order. We might do purple too, because maybe that's just our thing. It seems that we get a lot of purple stuff.
We do, and we get a lot of customers that love purple. So it's kind of becoming a color of the shop.
Yeah. So the Rev stuff was great. Vola, spent some time with the Vola's guys because I'm friends with them. They're a lot of fun to hang out with. We went to P.F. Chang's one night.
The line rates.
Yeah. We went to P.F. Chang's one night, then we went to Red Robin, and that was just a lot of funny, a lot of funny jokes and stuff like that. And it's funny. We, saw Danish Pete, he was there. a lot of YouTube guys were there. I saw Glenn Fricker walking around.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder I saw. Try to go back to gear though. So the light wall was really cool. There's this really cool light wall that we might
Oh, yeah, you were mentioning.
be getting that we don't need. I saw Music Therapy Labs was there. JJ's House of Jams.
Mr. Albus.
Yeah, Aaron from Elvis Band. Obviously, I stayed with him. We were pretty close too, walking distance to the show, which was
Oh, nice. Well, that's good.
But there was a lot. It's just really hard because there was a lot of cool stuff there. They had the whole area with all like the pedal builders. So in different shows they had like big pedal builders had their own booths and stuff like that. A lot of those guys, Walrus had a booth, but a lot of the smaller ones kind of were in this one section. Like even Earthquaker was in this small pedal area.
Yeah, they kind of did that last time, like, because that's where I ended up staying most of that last time, or at least during the like one of the days where like Death by Audio and Earthquaker and all those they kind of hang out in that little strip. And if you're into the pedals and you're into talking to the people that really have the more interesting ideas, that whole little section was really cool because it was all the more like slightly more independent groups out there.
Yeah, it was really cool. VS Audio piano.
Oh, cool!
So I had a chance to
Yeah.
meet
Yeah, I
them.
saw that they were coming out this time. That was cool.
I met with the guys from Lion and Healy, where we get the red sound.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that.
amplifiers.
Yeah.
So they got some really cool stuff that I ordered. It's powered stuff that's really cool. And it's funny because they're from Italy, and I'm talking to the one guy, and he goes, "I'm sorry, my accent is it's not a real clear." And I go,
Yeah, you're like,
my grandparents are from Italy, broken accent.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I know exactly what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
And so then I got to check because it was Massimo and then the designer guy who's just he's a ginger Italian,
Oh, okay.
ginger Sicilian.
Little Sardinian.
But they were really cool, and I was talking to the guys, and I go, Massimo, where's the food?
Yeah.
And he goes, what, you want something? Yeah, I want something. He goes, you want an espresso? I go, you got an espresso? He goes, first thing I pack in my bag.
That's pretty good.
The first thing I pack in my bag was the
Espresso.
espresso machine. And it was funny because he opens this little door, goes,
And there's one there.
he's
That's
got
pretty
the
great,
whole
yeah.
thing set up, and it wasn't like a Keurig espresso machine.
Yeah, no, like he had
it
a
was
real
like a
one.
real
Yeah.
deal with a little cup, with the frothy real cup, and then the other guy gives me like this Italian pastry from Sicily,
That is
which
pretty
was
great.
phenomenal. So I'm sitting there walking, going, "This is awesome," you know. But they got some. So check out Red Sound powered speakers. They got some really cool stuff, and we're gonna get some of their stuff in too. So that'll be super cool. There's somebody asked a question up there. Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum was looking at some guitars or something. I can't remember, but yeah, I saw him. He's got, in my opinion, he's got the most punchable face on YouTube, and in person it was confirmed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. You're like, the feeling did not die down in person.
Yeah. When I saw him in person, I was like,
You're like, if anything, the urge intensified. Yeah.
just don't get too close.
That is funny.
But I don't know Ryan, so I don't really give him much of a shit. I'm just saying, it's one of those people for me. I don't know.
Well, no, I know what
why,
you
but-
mean. It was not that whole thing with, with Sweetwater
so-
and all that, yeah. But that's just hilarious.
But yeah, that's kind of funny. What else? I'm trying to think of what other else was cool. There was some cool companies from overseas. So here's a question that Quentin James says, do you think NAMM is on its last leg? I don't think so. I think it's on the same leg it's been on for a very long time. But there was a lot of good energy at this show. Like I felt like that the energy of the NAMM Show was kind of there again.
Well, I was gonna say,
But it was a
actually-
lot less YouTubers and, oh, excuse me, you're in my
Yeah.
shot. can you move over? You're in my shot. I need to take my selfie with this piece of fucking thing. It was like a lot less that and more like the guys that really wanted to be there for the gear and not for the content.
Right.
So I don't know that it's on its last leg, but I don't know what the numbers were. I don't know what the financing looked like. You know, what do I know?
Yeah.
Anyway. Ziggy's like, hey, look at me scratch myself.
I know.
What are you looking at, buddy? I don't know. Anyway, so I don't really think that it's on its last leg.
Well, if anything, from what you're saying, to me, it honestly sounds like it might be returning to what it used to be, which was a lot of the smaller companies getting together to actually showcase
To be honest,
some cool products. Because it's like, I feel like it was getting, or at least that, you know, I only went the one time, but even watching coverage with some of the other ones and like talking to other people, it's like, it seems like it was becoming such a frenzy that nothing was really happening. Nobody felt like they were getting much out of it anymore. Whereas like now, it depends on what you're into. Because like, you know, to me, like I feel like we've seen enough from Fender and Gibson. Like, interesting that they didn't show up, but it's not a big deal. Whereas like getting to talk to those other smaller, well, like that, you know, last time we went, that's why we ended up getting Death by Audio and some of those other things. Is like when you talk to those smaller companies with, I don't want to say more interesting people, but when there's less people involved at certain companies, sometimes, you know, the feeling and like the passion that those people do actually have for what they do comes through. Mm-hmm. And like to me, Death by Audio is a company that like they're willing to push, you know, right past that line of weird, whereas like other companies are just like they're pretty content with like zoning in on the comfortable spots. And it's like it's more interesting out there, and like some of those companies are kind of limiting the field unintentionally just because they're so big. So.
Death by Audio had a nice booth set up, and all the dudes had coveralls on. Their name, Death by Audio, and they're playing music. It was cool. They had a new pedal that I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty solid. I dug that. So I liked it because I wanted to spend more time with the smaller companies.
Right.
You know, I did go up. Somebody mentioned up there that the Yamaha booth.
Oh, looks like a Toyota dealer.
Like a Toyota, and it kind of like it's funny that you say that because it kind of did feel that way. It did feel like you're walking into the Toyota event. I only spent
Toyota-thon.
Yeah. I spent maybe 10 minutes in the Yamaha booth because we're a Yamaha dealer. I basically walked in, kind of looked around. I was like, I wanted to see if my rep was there. So Frank was there. I walked up. Hey Frank, how's it going? Said hello. He's like, what are you doing here? I go, it's kind of last minute. He's like, do we need to go over anything? I go, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I go, do I? I just put an order in with you like last week for a bunch of shit. And he goes, well, no, not really. I go, is there anything new? He goes, you should check those out. He goes, and they were the new FSX something, the higher end.
Yeah.
Like,
no, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
$4,000 guitars, and they were really nice.
The reactions to some of those have been so polarized. It's weird because we get certain customers that come in that think it's the coolest thing they've ever seen, like coolest thing since sliced bread, and then we get other customers that are like, that's the most weird thing. Why would you? And it's just kind of funny, like how to me, like acoustics are one of those things. Like you are totally damned if you do, damned if you don't. You cannot do anything to an acoustic or anything in the realm of acoustic guitars without like instantly just polarized opinions.
Yeah, but there's always going to be somebody's always going to be a
it's
schmuck about something. But it was.
I feel like because like the acoustics it is more of a throwback for certain things. So some people do have a very narrow idea of what it can be. Yeah.
Their electrics were all there too, so that was all good. Like all the RevStar stuff, Pacifica stuff. They had some synthesizers and keyboards. So I mean, it showed the whole thing. But yeah, it kind of had a white floor. It had a different feel to it, and that's good because they're trying to change it up. But it definitely felt a little weird.
Yeah.
So RJS was boss there. I don't remember seeing.
No.
I didn't see Roland, but I didn't see G&L either. And I was looking for him.
Did they have anything up upstairs? Because last time Roland was
I
upstairs
think
with.
I missed the whole section, the
okay.
ACC North section.
Yeah, because last time Roland was hanging out with like Mackie and Sure and all the other.
See, but Mackie was with the DJ section.
Oh, so they moved this.
So because I stopped and talked to my Mackie dealer,
Okay.
and there's
more
we got
Mackie
some stuff
yeah.
going on for in here. But Mackie has a new podcasting unit that they're an audio podcast. It's pretty cool. We could use it.
Oh, for what?
And it's
what
literally this big, and we could use it for pretty much almost everything we want to do here. The only thing is if we wanted to mic drums, he said you could mic drums, put it into a little board, put that board into this board, because it's got fadey bits, and it's got the
Oh, okay.
I mean, over here by the fontan.
Oh, it would be funny to,
But it
to
had,
have
like-
that and like a cough button and shit. It would be, yeah.
So,
What was that for? Fraser?
Ben said Roland wasn't there. Okay, so I guess I didn't miss them. But it was funny. But, okay, back to the Mackie thing before I get sidetracked. So they got a podcasting unit. It's going to be expensive, but it's kind of going against the Rhodes, the most recent Rhodes podcasting. A lot of cool stuff. Like, really cool for because there's ways you can cut off people's headphones. You can have it so that you could be speaking and you can distribute the sound out.
Oh yeah, so like auto voice detection for like if because that is a thing. Like usually if you're doing a podcast, you would have somebody who's engineering who would usually click over and like they would one would fade higher than the other when somebody's like talk, because usually that's why most of those programs they don't talk over each other, because usually the mic is cutting to the other person. So that'd be kind of handy to have something that would figure it out for you.
And it also had, you could preset mic levels. You could,
That's cool. Okay.
There was a lot of stuff, and I talked to the dude. He goes, "Dude, I'll come out there and teach you guys and all the stuff how to do everything."
Yeah.
But it was a lot of really cool. You could call in, like I could call in, like if we were sitting here doing a podcast, I could literally call into the podcast.
Okay.
And it equalizes everything.
Start doing it like a radio program. That'd be hilarious.
I was kind of like, dude, as I'm sitting here, he's telling me all this shit, and then the wheels are turning, and I'm like, oh, we could do.
Just get you like a little booth when the thing is like, all right, next caller, call line 1. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Flipside Music. My name is Rosemary. What do you want there? Hey, that's
That
good.
would actually
That's
be really, that's the line.
That's our thing for instead of Alexa. Hey Rosemary, how much is that Pacifica 112? According to Colorado state law, I have 15-minute break every fucking 3 hours. I'll be back in 7 minutes. And it's just nothing but a smoldering ash. Just a smoldering ashtray.
Yeah, that actually would be.
With the light. We gotta make that happen.
We still do need to. Because that would be a great, like how SNL does the, like the completely serious but fully fictional ads.
Oh, yeah.
But do it that way, yeah.
So, that was a Mackie stuff. That was really cool. Chauvet had some cool stuff. 'Cause I didn't really look at a lot of that. Balagary was there.
Oh, okay,
So their guitars look really cool. From what I saw, I'm missing a shit ton of stuff. Oh, I bought a ring slide.
Oh yeah, the ones that spin around or whatever.
No, it fits right on, like right here, so you can still kind of bend if you have to. I bought one before and
lost
it. Who the hell knows where it went? So Jacob and the Ghost says $349 isn't bad for that Mackie mixer. They got a bigger one that they're going to do. I think it's going to be 700 or 800. It's a more robust model. So check that out. We'll probably get some.
Well, yeah, honestly, anything like even if they like, that's too bad they didn't have the preset thing for some of the Onyx stuff, because like that would be really handy, being able to have preset mic levels for whatever you're doing. Like, because like even for what we're doing, if we could have a preset for like a band versus having it for, at least to get it in the ballpark, like a band versus doing a podcast kind of thing.
They have 3 setup modes, so it's like easy, and basically the system will set everything up for you. Then there's a medium mode where you can
get a
make
little more
adjustments. Then there's the pro mode where you make all the adjustments. But what was cool is that if you use the easy mode and click the button, it kind of sets everything up. But you can also just go in and tweak those parameters.
Oh, so you could let it set it up and then move
then you
over
could-
to, yeah.
And then you
Okay.
could, so it was really, 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 really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're into podcasting or any of that kind of stuff, definitely check that thing out when it comes out. I don't even know if it's out yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, it looked like Jacob was able to get at least some info on it. Which is interesting. He's probably wondering, too, because, well, he might be running sound. He ran sound for that last show at the Crypt.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to say, yeah, I don't know. For doing his home stuff, too, I'm sure, because he's been doing a lot of the recording stuff. But even I'm kind of curious about it for here. Like, that would be an interesting...
Well, for this,
Right, exactly,
like
yeah.
for doing what we're doing, I mean, literally, it's this big and it's got little buttons. You could go boo, 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 and you could program a whole bunch of little different sounds.
Oh, so
in
you
it.
can go ahead and
could
put
have
like a
crowd
soundboard.
clapping.
You get like a... okay.
It's got reverb in it, and like, so there's a whole bunch of options in it that I think would be really great for what we're doing right with this.
Yeah.
No problem.
Nice, okay.
Hey, Brian Duncan's in here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Brian.
I saw Terry's in here. So Terry asks, way up at the top, the bigger question is, Ike actually survived rooming with Aaron at NAMM. Aaron from the Elvis band. Yeah, Aaron's cool. We had a good time. Now, I will say, I'm a chatty dude. And everybody that knows me knows that. That dude will out-talk anybody.
Yeah, anybody, anytime.
Anybody, anytime. JJ's House of Jams was like, man, he goes, the only time he doesn't talk is when he's sleeping or playing guitar.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, I've stayed with him the last couple of days, and that's
about right.
that's about right. And I'm chatty,
Yeah.
and I was having trouble. So yeah, Aaron's cool. He's cool, dude. He's a good guy. So enjoyed hanging out. Just trying to think of what other gear.
Yeah, or anything else that stood out.
Yeah, Ben said he's either talking or asleep.
Yeah. So apparently eating doesn't even slow him down.
Oh, it does not.
No.
No, we went out to eat. It doesn't.
No, wow.
Well, what's great is it gives you enough time to eat as much as you want.
Oh, yeah, so you're like done with your meal by the time he's getting started?
Yeah, you just got to
Yeah.
go. That's crazy. Oh wow.
Wow, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know. So it gives you plenty of time to eat all your food. He's telling you a story. But yeah, we had a good time. Trying to think of other gear. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that I completely missed because I can't think of it now. It's kind of like when you sit down at the guitar store to play something, and you're like,
And then all of a sudden you forget
I
how
don't
to
know
play
how
it
to play
completely.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing
Yeah.
to play here. But I did go to NAMM for kind of some specific reasons. There's some stuff that we're going to be working on internally, and I had to speak to a few people. There were a couple companies that I'm trying to work with that I felt it was necessary to actually go there because in person's a different thing than talking to somebody via Zoom or on the phone or through email. So
Yes, yeah.
so it was definitely worth it. And also the drive was nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say
really-
that part you needed, so that makes
I
sense.
really did need a little road therapy. So that was good. We do live in a beautiful, beautiful country.
Yeah, but you still went through some. I mean, Nevada and well, honestly, that whole area, like Nevada going into Southern California, New Mexico, they're really not places I would necessarily want to live, but they are really cool to like go through.
Yeah.
Because like, especially, I mean, they're like Nevada. I mean, they're just really pretty spots. It's weird because it's like it's such a give and take kind of place. Because I feel like you'll be going and going, and it's just like shit. And then all of a sudden you'll like hit a spot where you see all these mountains and like a rainstorm will blow in and like and then all of a sudden it's really pretty there. It's just kind of an odd place. Whereas at least in Colorado, like it's only shitty for a few minutes and then it clears back out and we're back to normal.
Yeah.
I just feel like like Nevada's a little more temperamental in that way, but it's a good area for driving. I mean, that whole area is good for pondering.
Well, it was nice because once you get out of California or out of the city,
Right.
and you start going out, it becomes really nice because then it opens up.
Right.
It was funny because I'm driving finally get to a spot where like nobody's around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving, I got the whole, I'm like, I feel like I'm the only guy on the planet. It's fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
And then some Yahoo gets on, you know, the highway, and it's probably like 4 cars behind me. Just sitting there. And I'm driving going, what the fuck's this guy doing? Like literally there's I cannot see a car ahead of me, and I probably could see 10 miles in front of me.
Yeah.
Look in the rear view, can't see shit, probably 10 miles behind me. And I got this joker behind me, four car lengths. Like just a hair closer than, you know what I mean? Like a hair closer than you want them to be.
Right.
I got no problem with somebody behind me if they're behind me at a distance and we're doing the same
Yeah, they're
speed.
just kind of
It's like
cruising
this,
and,
you know, we each have our own little spot and we're cruising along.
Yeah.
This guy was like a half a car length too close to me.
Just stepping over the boundary. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I go, okay, well, screw this guy. So I got cruise control on. So I kick it up another 3 miles an hour. I figure if he's pacing me 3 miles an hour, I get away from him, give us a bit of space, you know, and then we're good, right?
He sped up.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
3 mile an hour, and he's right up with me. And I go, what?
He was lonely.
And I go, come on, man. Like, what? Why? Why are you pacing? Why? I'm not the pace car here. So then I go, okay, well, let's go the opposite way.
Slow down.
So I dropped 3 mile an hour on my cruise control. And
he slowed
now
down.
he's 3 cars behind me and just pacing with me. And I go, this fucking guy. And I'm like, so then I just see there's like scenic off ramp.
Oh, so
And I go, so I don't clicker.
Yeah.
You know, I don't indicate or nothing. I get right up to where you got to go and just go. Whoosh.
Gonna lose this guy.
Not like this guy's gonna follow me.
Yeah, but say
But I
not taking any chances.
I wasn't taking any chances. And I'm glad I did because the scenic overview was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
This big valley with a lot of like shit popping up, whatever they call those things, buttes,
Well, there's the mesas, yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
What I mean. Yeah, I think the desert's just, I mean, it's all a really great area to go through. It's just, it's weird because like it's like even Wyoming. I mean, Wyoming has its spots too, but it's just when you're out there and you realize you're like 50 miles from everywhere in every direction.
Yeah.
Is when you're kind of like.
Well, that's why
yeah.
That's why with that guy I was pissed because I'm like I've been at a show for 3 days that everybody's up your ass and it's like, you know, we're in post-pandemic.
Right.
People are talking to you and you can hear like, hey,
Yeah.
let me tell you about the potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the poutine. And I'm like, ah! So that kind of freaked me out about halfway through the second day.
Yeah.
When I realized everybody was just still breathing all over. Because I stopped at got hand sanitizer and I had it in my pocket.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't get it the first day.
Spraying everybody.
Well, I was like, hey, good to see you. Hey, good to see you. Hey,
Yeah.
good to see you. A few fist bumps, and then at the end of the day, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I washed my hands along the way, but I'm just saying, I went and got sanitizer.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah, and every time I pulled the sanitizer out, there's somebody, hey man,
Yeah,
you mind
grab
doing a
some?
squirt of that?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and everybody else, totally forgot to get it.
Yeah.
Say, Brian's saying that I'm looking happier. I'm feeling a bit happier. I needed a few minutes of Dodge.
Yeah.
These guys will tell you I was ready to just light everything on fire.
Yeah.
About the week before, I was just ready to douse it all with gasoline.
Well, yeah, with all the dumb shit holding us from being in here and all the other shit that was going on, it was a good time to get out for a little bit.
Yeah, it was well needed.
Yeah.
Well, somebody suggested too, like, do you take the 405 to?
No, yeah.
It was
Down to
definitely
San Luis Obispo. Yeah.
good to Pomona. Take the 405 to the end of the North 5. I love that skit.
I do too. The California.
Check out the
Californians. Yeah.
It's an old SNL skit. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny.
Basically, the last time the cast was like really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking about going to, driving down to San Diego.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm just adding extra hours for what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I just want to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the way home, instead of going to Vegas and then going back, I stopped at Richfield, Utah. Yeah. I don't suggest eating at the Arby's
Oh, in Richfield.
in Richfield, Utah.
Yeah.
Number one, it took 20 minutes for anybody to acknowledge that I was in the drive-thru. But
Or on
also,
Utah time.
yeah. And then, there's that sumbitch right there.
We said his name at least 3 times,
Right.
so he
he said,
had to
Aaron
show
from Elvis, Aaron from Elvis, and then all of a sudden he's like, what?
Beetlejuice
He's
style.
like, I'm here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about.
What were we talking about? Well, just the whole, kind of the end of the trip and good time to get out, but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Richmond, Utah. That was where you left off. But yeah, Richfield. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
So Richfield, Utah is kind of halfway between Denver and Anaheim, and it was nice. I stayed at the Fairfield Inn, which actually was very nice because the hotel that me and Aaron stayed at was adequate, but
adequate's the word.
it was adequate. It was funny because Aaron's like, it's only got one bed. I'm like, I'll rent a cot. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine, buddy. But
You guys didn't want to like flip for the spoon?
Well, it was funny because he's like, sleep on the floor, it'd be fine. And it's funny because as soon as I opened the door, I looked down, it's fucking tile.
Oh.
So there was no sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
But actually, the rollaway cot, that's what I slept on. I'm like, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
wasn't
some of
bad,
those.
except they kind of.
Yeah, they move a bit, yeah.
Let's say air saved you from doing 11 Jean the last day. Yeah. So I decided to just go halfway on the drive home.
Yeah.
So Richfield, and then that way it was just easier.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I wanted to do is on the last day, the last 2 hours would be me driving through the Rocky Mountains.
The hardest part.
The hardest part of the Rockies
Yeah.
is up and down, over and out, fucking.
Well, it's really the curve. It's the going down and hitting a curve. Those are the when you're tired. Those are the hard.
Yeah. And when you're on cruise control and you're in a Jeep that's lifted 2 inches,
Oh yeah, no.
it gets a little bit hairy because there was a couple times I'm like, I'm gonna die.
It's funny. I'll use like out on the plains. I'll use cruise control, and even like on the south range, like south of Leadville, like there's spots where you get enough of a straight or even just kind of a meandering road that I'll use cruise control. But yeah, I don't think most of the time in the mountains, I just between the way other people drive and then the way that the roads are themselves, I don't think I've ever used cruise control because it's just I always feel like I'm having to adjust it, and then you get some asshole that's like never been up a mountain before or down one, and they always have to be in either like the left lane because they think, oh, I'm gonna go faster than the semi, but they're not going faster than the semi.
Yeah.
They're just right there next to them, so then you just end up screwed. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like,
got killed.
I was just saying, that last stretch on the last part of your drive, that would have been a hard.
It would have been brutal
Yeah,
at 9 or 10 hours.
Trying to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aaron said location was prime, which it was. The room was adequate.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It just.
Give and take. I mean, at least if it made it easier to get back
But the
and forth.
price was right too.
Yeah.
Aaron didn't have to fucking pony up a ton, so it wasn't.
Good.
It wasn't too bad. Okay, so there's a bunch of cats and such. Oh, Brian said last time we went to NAMM, 7 guys in 2 rooms.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
We've done close when it was me and like Robert Baker and F.A.Q Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Like we packed a few of us in a few hotel rooms. Those first few years
Band style,
when everybody when we were
Everybody
all
was
just
trying to save,
yeah, we were all trying to just get by. There wasn't we all piled into smaller rooms. That was funny. But yeah, I almost got killed on the mountain because there's a semi in front of me and I'm going up, because it's a pretty steep grade and I got it on cruise control, but I'm slowly inching towards the semi in front of me, but I got 2 yahoos next to me coming up too, and I go, okay, well, as we're getting closer, I go, this timing isn't going to work. So I have to kick off the cruise control, which I lose my momentum a little bit. this one guy goes past, and then the other guy's just lingering.
Yeah.
So by the time he moved and I switch over to try to get past, the Jeep just doesn't have enough ass
just to get up that.
To get up.
Well, yeah, but I mean that
incline. But then they have this semi truck right, literally up. Yeah. Like he got so close, I couldn't see his
window,
his windshield. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Because I can't go any faster. Yeah. And he was working with his momentum. So if I had to downshift into third. But I was already doing like 55, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to downshift into third while I'm going up a hill, while I have a semi-truck behind me. Yeah. I'm better off just creeping along in fourth. And so I started to get a little bit more momentum, and then it was fine. Yeah. But I could have killed those two assholes next to me. And
well, yeah, that's
like you guys give a shit about my driving.
Well, no, but I mean, if you guys ever do come to Colorado, that is one thing. Like, be prepared for the mountain driving, because there's so many people that aren't. And like momentum is all about momentum, because like that's the thing is like most people, I mean you could say that some people drive like maniacs, but usually the people that know what they're doing in the mountains, they'll haul ass going down so that they can get that momentum to get up, and then like if you lose that, you end up in some really dangerous spots. But
especially if you got a semi truck behind you that is
which is basically all the time
thousands of pounds and trying to get their momentum, they're fucked.
Right.
So that was the only time that it got me, because what happened was after that, my Jeep in fourth gear, it's okay if I have the right momentum in fourth.
Yeah.
I'll be fine even at a decent grade.
Yeah.
You can't let anybody slow you down. And so after that experience, anytime I was like, I'm gonna cut in front of you. You can get as fast as you want. Then I'm not going as fast as you want, but nope. I'm not going to get crushed. I'm not going to go over the side of a mountain.
Right.
Because your Beamer can't make up the damn hill or whatever the fuck it was. Anyway. So, Brian Duncan said, smelled like a gym. Yeah, makes sense. Well, 7 dudes and 2. Aaron's, we're hoping to be in position for an Airbnb in January. Then a group of us can grill, live stream. Yeah, I was talking to Aaron. I was like, if we would do this again in January.
Is it going to be in Nashville again? Or?
No, they're going to do it.
Oh, they're doing the Anaheim one in January?
I don't think Nashville's going to happen again.
Oh, wow.
I think that's going to be discontinued.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is next time get an Airbnb, me, you, Aaron.
Yeah.
See who else.
That'd be fun.
Coombs and who else needs a place. F Bon Tommy if he wants to come. We'll all just do that. That way we could do live streams. We could freaking bring our guitars. We could jam. Yeah. We could cook.
Yeah,
we could actually relax. And
actually hang out in the place and not just be going back and forth and then going to bed.
We could actually have a place that we could actually cook. I'd love to just grill. Let's make some real food instead of eating garbage shit. We could have the Vola guys over.
Yeah,
we
that'd be a lot of fun.
The Rev guys over. We can all just get drunk and eat and stuff. So anyway, so we'll see how that goes. Doug says, gotta have turbo to drive in the mountains. It wouldn't hurt.
That or just know what you're doing.
A more powerful.
It is that. It is.
Vehicle, sure.
Yes, but a big part of what we just said is like the people that know that their vehicles are not powerful enough usually are like a bat out of hell going down the hill so that they have a fighting chance getting it. Especially like going up to Eisenhower Tunnel. If you lose your momentum, anywhere south of Silverthorne, like you're screwed. I mean, because that's one thing. Like people, like so many accidents. I mean, that's been an accident hub since I was like a little tiny kid. So.
Mm-hmm. Brian said, "I'll mind the store for you. We'll come back and we'll
yeah. That or it's just him locking the store every day so he can play everything. Yeah.
We leave it to Brian. We'll come back from the NAMM show. It'll be nothing but his Colorado Explorer. On one hook in the middle of the room.
It's a fair trade.
Everything else will be gone.
Yeah.
We'll just see one little note, and it'll be like, catch me if you can. Or
Brian's absconded with all of the shop inventory.
Brian wouldn't do all that shit, but he definitely would lock himself in the door.
Yeah, and just sit there and play everything.
In the store for a few hours and play everything.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like even Eric, has been coming in early, because there's certain times, now we do have so much shit, we do have to find the time to get to play some of it, because, there's a lot of things we're getting so fast now that, I was realizing I used to always have played at least every pedal in the shop, and even the other day I was like, there was at least a dozen I hadn't tried yet. So we're getting past a certain spot where some of us can't keep up anymore.
I know I can't.
Well, no, but I mean, even with what we were talking about earlier in terms of you dipping in with, like, if you started doing even the used stuff, like, that would give you a better idea of where everything's at. So
One cool thing, and we're gonna wrap it up here because this is
yeah, it looks like it's clear.
This is guitar prime time. Go check out Texas Toast right after this, and then go check out Dylan Talks Tone right after that to round out the Thursday Guitar Town
Prime time,
whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, so oops, I'm sorry, buddy. Oh,
he was asleep.
Oh, I'm sorry, pal. I'm sorry, Pally.
You're okay, thanks.
All right, we're still buddies.
We're still buddies.
That's right, you could bow to me. Some cool stuff that is going to be coming up in the future because I had so many hours to drive. There's a lot of things kind of figured out and so a lot of ideas that we were going to try to implement here soon enough. We're hoping we're getting fairly close with the building department. So if things go well, maybe, end of the next month, we'll start implementing some of those things. Because I think we got another 10, 11 days.
Yeah.
So we should have
next
some
month.
cool stuff. You'll see some content stuff happening. And
Well,
then
we kind of
keep-
finally have everybody back. Ike's back, James is back,
James is back for
Gordo's
tour.
back. So yeah, everybody's back on hand. So we should be able to get kind of back to normal,
Yeah.
or at
So
least normal approaching normal.
normal for us. So before we roll out of here, guys, please hit the like button. We'd appreciate it. Tell all your friends. If you need to buy some shit that we have, please give us a call. Go to the website, check all that out, sign up for the newsletter. It's on the bottom of the homepage. There's going to be some cool stuff happening. That's all part of the thing I did was talking about.
Yes.
So do all that stuff. And it's 5 o'clock. We got to go. Go check out the Texas Toast guys, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. And Ziggy says, woof. Hi, bud.